What are these ciliary muscles? Means I have drawn put star here. The reason is both these muscles, what you can see in the structure of the eye, are ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, just now I said don't imagine the lens which is present in our eyes as a thick hard lens. No, it is smooth, children. It is soft lens. Soft lens ಅನ್ಕೂಡ್ಲೆ ಕೈಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು you cannot play. But what it does is, you know, eye is situated in the socket and the skull. The skull is the hard region but not the complete eye. So we say crystalline lens, which is convex lens, which is present in our eye, is not thick and hard but it is a flexible one. Why it should be a flexible one? It is because I said you already while explaining about the part iris, it decides the amount of light entering, isn't it? We closely open our eyes or we may widely open our eyes. All these movements to be easier, children, there should be a soft muscle which is helping in contracting or relaxing of the lens. So this lens, it is together held by a muscle called the ciliary muscle, which is the soft muscle which is holding the lens, and as and when you close your eyes tightly or open your eyes widely, it will contract and expand, contract and expand. That is the work of ciliary muscles. So this is about the different parts of the eye. The front bulged part is called cornea. So first point is our human eye is almost spherical in shape. The front bulged part of the eye is called the cornea. It is a transparent thin layer. It is a transparent thin layer and which is the outermost part of the eye, and it will refract the light which is entering into the eyes from falling on any object. And as it is the outermost part of the eye, it is protecting the inner organs of the eye and also protecting the eyes from any foreign particles or foreign bodies entering and in turn damaging the eye. That is cornea. After cornea, you have iris, which is the thick, dark, muscular region behind the cornea. It acts as the shutter of the camera because it decides the amount of light that has to enter the eyes. ಯಾವಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಬೇಕು in the dark, ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಬೇಕು when it is bright day. Do you put a torch when it is hot sunny day? No. Yes. So that is decided by iris. And the color, it decides the color. Cat eyes, blue eyes, black eyes, what you say, brown eyes, children. It is the brown, andre it is brown. The color of the iris is brown. Blue eyes, andre color of the iris is blue. Black eyes, andre the color of the iris is black. So iris decides the color. Next is the pupil. So iris, at the center of the iris there is a small opening for the light to enter into the eyes called the pupil. Next is about the crystalline lens which is present in our eyes. As I said you, it is a convex lens. Convex lens always forms the real and inverted image of the objects after refraction. But the image what we see are not inverted and they are erect. So as soon as the refraction process takes place, the lens will converge the light and make it to fall on the retina of the eyes. Always the inverted image of the object is formed at the retina. From the retina, with the help of optic nerve, that is the nerve which is connected between the eyes and the brain, the signals will be sent to the brain, and the brain, when it interprets the signals, it makes the image look erect, though it is invertedly formed on the retina. So retina, it is the innermost layer of the one more point I forgot to tell you. It is the innermost layer of the eyes is retina, where the inverted image of the object is formed. It consists of nerve cells called the rods and cones. Retina consists of the nerve cells which are called rods and cones. Rods are sensitive to dim light, cones are sensitive to bright light. Please don't get confused which is sensitive to dim and which is sensitive to bright light, children. Rods are sensitive to dim light, cones are sensitive to bright light. Rods and cones are the nerve cells which are present on the retina. Next is about the optic nerve, which I already said you. Next is the ciliary muscles. As I said you, ciliary muscles are the muscles which are holding the lens. Our lens is, which is present in our eyes, is a flexible one. So as and when you widely open your eyes or close your eyes tightly, the muscles, so ciliary muscles gets expanded, contracted, and hence the lens is also flexible to that. So ciliary muscles is holding our crystalline lens, that is the convex lens of our eyes. This is about the different parts and structure of the eyes, and about the aqueous humor and vitreous humor. Both are the transparent liquids which are present in our eyes. The liquid, it is watery always when you see the eye, isn't it? That is due to this aqueous humor. But what is the work of this vitreous humor? As I said, you to hold the shape of the eye, it is present. This is about the structure of the eye. Now, the question is, we learned that the image formed on the retina is inverted. What actually happens when the light falls on our eyes? I will erase these labelings for now. Again, I cannot draw this eyes. So, I will erase it for now, children. Please refer the textbook. Read the textbook once again. Okay? Say suppose a tree is here. There is a tree. The light, when the light falls on the tree, the light gets reflected and falls on your eyes. There are various rays of light which is reflecting back from the tree. So you can see there is a tree right front of you. As soon as the light enters into the eyes, what will happen? The light will first pass through the outermost layer of your eyes, that is cornea. Isn't it, children? Light enters through the cornea. Cornea is the transparent medium. It refracts light, I said. So it refracts light. Light is entering from air into the glass medium, say for that sake. Again, after crossing the cornea, it has the liquid there, which is water medium. Like this, in between this front cornea and between the pupil, children, multiple refraction of light will take place, and finally the ray of light will enter. I don't want the shading also, because I want to show you about the image formation inside the eyes, children. Okay na? So, light is falling onto the cornea and refraction is taking place from passing from different mediums. Air aitu, glass aitu, water aitu. So, almost whatever the refraction process is taking place in our eyes is happening in between this cornea and the iris, we can say. Next, what will happen is, it will pass on to the lens, the crystalline lens which is present in our eyes. What is the work of that lens? The rays of light which is refracted and entering towards the lens, children, the lens work is to converge all the light and in turn make to fall on the retina of the eyes. The work of the refraction is taking place here itself. Please understand. Refraction is taking place as soon as light enters from any object onto the cornea, iris, aqueous humor ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ರಿಫ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮುಗ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. ಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? It is entering the glass medium and the lens will simply converge the light and make sure that it is falling on the retina. Look how the rays of light will pass. It is coming from the tree or any object you consider for that sake. It is entering the lens. This ray of light is going like this. So what type of image you get here is, children, when it falls, how it looks andre. The tree looks like this. Hence you see the inverted image of the object on the retina. We say the inverted object is formed on the retina because this is how the light will enter, refract and finally converge at the retina. In the inverted image, tree namge ulta kanta ide when it is formed on the retina. But the signals will be, and rods and cones, the nerve cells are present in retina, just now I said you, isn't it? So those nerve cells, rods and cones, will detect the color of the object. It is green, the leaves are green, fruits are red in color, branch is brown, all that will be sensed by the rods and cones which is present in the retina. All these signals through the optic nerve will be passed on to our brain, and in the brain what you see is the erect image of the object. The signals which are interpreted by the brain, which is passing through the optic nerve of the eyes, will make the object look erect, children. So this is about the working and structure of the human eye. All this you have to remember. And about the ciliary muscles, I already said you. It will contract, expand according to your eye movement. When you tightly close your eyes, it will contract. When you widely open your eyes, it will get expanded. One more thing, when it is contracting or expanding, what will vary andre? The focal length of the lens keeps varying. The focal length of the lens keeps varying as we contract or expand our eyes, children. That is with the help of ciliary. It is the ciliary muscle which is controlling the contraction or relaxation of the crystalline lens which is present here. The lens which is present in our eyes is not hard as the lens what you see in the labs, as I said you already. It is a jelly-like material, means it contracts and expands, and it is controlled by the ciliary muscles. So ciliary muscles, Andra, it is the lens like, the crystalline lens is like a jelly material and not of any particular shape. The movement of the lens is controlled by what? By the ciliary muscles. I already said you, when the light enters through the pupil, it decides the amount of light, like how much light has to enter. So if heavy light is, high intensity light is falling on our eyes, what do? Immediately close our eyes. When you are closing your eyes, what will happen? The lens will contract. And when if you want to watch some far away objects, what you widely open your eyes means the eyes is getting relaxed. Expanded, isn't it? So when the eye opens widely, the lens becomes thin, isn't it? You just imagine a jelly in your hand, you're expanding it. When you're expanding, what happens to its structure? It becomes thinner. When you try to contract it, it becomes thicker. The same thing happens with our lens as well. When you are trying to open your eyes widely, the lens becomes expanded and thinner, and hence its focal length will increase. When you are watching the distant object, you will widely open the eyes, and hence the focal length of the lens increases. Whereas when you are trying to watch the closer by or nearby objects, you close your eyes, high intensity light when it falls, you close your eyes, and hence it contracts. When you are contracting the eyes, what happens? The thickness of the lens will increase. When the thickness increases, what will happen? The focal length will decrease. Like that, for wider object, the focal length of the eye increases, whereas for nearby object, the focal length of the lens decreases. And this movement is controlled, or adjustment of this focal length, what the eye does in order to make sure the clear image is formed. Say suppose I give you a book to read. What you do, you hold it some distance which is comfortable for you and read. If I ask you to hold it so close, can you see the letters clearly? No, you find it difficult. What you do, then you try to contract your lens, that is, you're decreasing the focal length of the eye lens with great difficulty you're trying to read what it is. So you're decreasing the focal length. But if I ask you to watch some wider object, if you're not able to see, what do? You widely open your eyes. You widely open your eyes means the lens get expanded or enlarged, and its focal length is increases and the lens is becoming thinner, children. So this property of the lens, that is the crystalline lens which is present in our eyes, to adjust its focal length on the own, it is doing on its own, right? The signals are passed on to the brain that I am not able to see the object clearly, means either you contract or expand depending on the situation. So this automatic adjustment of the focal length of the lens is done on its own, and that process is called the accommodation of eye. This is also a very important definition which is repeatedly asked children. So what is accommodation of eyes andre? The ability of the lens to adjust its focal length based on the situations or the condition is called accommodation. There is some normal distance you have studied, I think in your lower class as well. It is called the minimum distance of normal vision. Distinct vision, they say. Distinct means clear vision. If you hold the book at this distance from your eyes, children, you can clearly read what it is. When we made you read the textbook or anything in the class, or we asked you not to keep it on the bench and read, or not to keep so close to your eyes. Keep at some distance neatly in the hand and read, we say. Why? It is because the eyes will not get strained when you keep at certain distance and which is comfortable for the clear vision. Or else what you do, you either contract your eyes or widely open the eyes. Both will strain the muscle of your eyes, children. So that least distant or normal distance of distinct vision is equal to 25 centimeter. So when a person holds any object or any book or anything at a distance of 25 centimeter without contracting or without expanding the muscles or the lens, he can get the clear view of the things. That distance is called the least distant of distinct vision, or even the normal distance of distinct vision. Distinct of the clear vision. That is equal to 25 centimeter. And one more thing is, the crystalline lens which is present in our eyes has so much capability that it will adjust itself the focal length and make sure that image is always formed on the retina. It is not falling inside the retina or outside the retina, but it is clearly falling exactly on the retina. So this process is called the accommodation, that is the ability of the lens to adjust itself is called accommodation of eyes, children. There are few cases where this image is formed inside the retina, or in few cases the image is formed outside the retina. What will happen when the eye is focusing the images inside or outside the retina? Means then they say the eye has some defect. What is that defect? You have learned, no? Short-sightedness, long-sightedness, you have heard about it. So the term what they call myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia are the few defects of eyes which we shall be discussing, but not today, in the next session. So this is about the structure and function of human eye. Please read the textbook, and any doubts you can text me. Anyhow, we will be discussing in the school once again.